Welcome back, gamers, to another JGM Gaming video. In this video I want to share with you an amazing AoE leveling spot that I've found in Wrath of the Lich King Classic. Now, I haven't seen any other videos on this, so I think it's a pretty unknown spot, so I would recommend doing this while you can before it becomes more popular. We're over here in Dragonblight at Winterguard Keep right now. I would recommend setting this in here as your Hearthstone just to get quick rested XP. This will work better if you are rested. As you can see, I am here in the video. But it's still pretty decent farm even if you're not rested. It's of course just going to go much quicker if you do happen to have rested XP. So we're going to take a short flight down into the little valley here, or if you don't have flying, just a little run down the path there. And we're going to go to this mausoleum or crypt looking building, and we'll run down the stairs here once you arrive. And ignore the mobs on the left and the right here, they don't give XP, I've already tried them, but you want to carry on running straight forward down the stairs. You can pull the rooms here to the right and left, these obviously do give experience, but the spot that I'm going to get into is going to be much better for this anyway, so I would completely ignore them. Now for you, there may be mobs in this particular room, it looks like somebody's already cleared these out here, but there are some mobs in here that you might just have to kill in order to get to this spot. So run to the back of this room and there's a little crevice here with a little hidden path. Just run through these thorns. There is only one way through here, so you're not going to get lost. Just carry on running through all the way down this little hidden path, and then we'll enter the room at the end where this farm will actually take place. And this will work for Paladins, of course. As you can see here, I'm a protection Paladin. I'll get into my talents and my gear a little bit later, but you don't really need anything special, just standard prop Paladin spec. Now there is a Warlock here as well. As you can see, he's killed the room already, so this farm isn't just these two mobs, don't worry about that, I'll speed it up here. The Warlock actually moves into the room across from here, so there are two rooms to do this, so you're not going to have too much of a problem if there is competition here. You can just split the rooms. And you can see here I'm just constantly pulling mobs, throw out a holy light every 2 minutes, keep myself topped up on health, and just consecrate them down, and just normal, normal rotation to get them down. So yeah, this will work for Paladins, Boomkins, I imagine, Warlocks, basically anybody that can AoE. And I'm getting up to 750k XP an hour here. So this is working out for me better than dungeons, better than questing. Just simply being in this room and AoE farming all these mobs. I'm using my taunt to pull the guys from the corners of the room, and I'm using my shield as well to pull the guys from range. So I'm just able to constantly bring in new mobs or run over to them and basically body pull them, or use my judgment in order to pull them closer to me. So let's get into my current spec and my gear. Like I say, it's absolutely nothing special, pretty standard gear, pretty standard tank build. And I'll actually inspect this Warlock when he comes over too, so that any Warlocks watching, you can copy his spec if you like. He's basically just putting curses on everything and then hellfiring them down when they come a little bit closer, so again, nothing too special. Okay, so here we are, we have a few 70 pieces, a few dungeon blues, some questing greens, and that's pretty much it. Let's look at the talents. Like I say, it's a pretty standard prop Paladin dungeon tanking build here, talent spec. And I will also say the gold here is not too bad either. I do vendor everything I get here at the end of the video, and I mean I wasn't here for very long, I was just doing this for video purposes to show you guys the spot. Okay, let's take a look at the Warlock now. He's got quite a decent gear actually for a level 70. He's level 72 now, and his talents are Affliction. He's just throwing his curses up on these guys. It's basically keeping him constantly healed, as you can see the dots that are on there now. And I fully believe that as a Warlock it probably would be the best class for this, as well as a Boomkin, probably better than Paladin, because you're able to pull things from range, whereas I am not able to pull as efficiently because I have to wait for my taunt to cool down and my shield to cool down. So with the Warlock, he's just able to pull basically everything in the room constantly, never having to really stop, because his dots are keeping him constantly topped up essentially. So this might even be more efficient for you than it is for me, but like I say, I was reaching 750k XP an hour here if I was being really efficient. I do slow down during the video because obviously I'm recording at the same time, but if I was fully focusing on this farm, then for me it would be 750k an hour. For a Warlock it's definitely going to be more than that, so please go ahead and try it for yourselves and let me know how it works for you. In fact, if you look at my Titan panel add-on at the top of the screen right now, you can see it's fluctuating around 800k, so even more efficient than I'm actually saying. But that's because I spend time looting and obviously, like I say, I'm recording as well. In terms of the loot table from these, they are humanoids. As you can see, they're dropping me nice amounts of silver each kill, and they have around a 20% chance to drop between 1 and 3 frostweave cloth from every kill. They're also dropping fur clothing scraps, which stack up quite nicely actually. I think they stack up to 5. You can sell this for 50 silver a time. As well as greens can drop, obviously blues and other general Wrath of the Lich King vendor trash. You know, just the standard grey items. As you can see there, I got some cloth pants, which, you know, it's a gold or two on top of what you're already getting. So it does stack up. You might be surprised, but the main thing that I'm here for is XP. I think this is really nice, easy to get XP. And it's one of the best AoE farms that I've found so far in Wrath of the Lich King Classic. The other one being just outside Valgard in Howling Fjord, where I think it's the very first quest you get in Howling Fjord takes place. There's like some wolves and some Vrykul, and they just constantly run towards the sort of entrance to Valgard, and you can just kind of AoE those down as well. So that would obviously be for the lower levels, 68 to 70 probably, and then as you can see, these guys here are between 72 and 73. So once you've done a few levels in that first spot, you can move over to this one and start farming these instead. And I'm always open to hear any other AoE spots in Wrath that you've found that can maybe be done after this one. So that way you basically would be able to AoE farm all the way up to level 80 essentially. If there's farms after this that I've not discovered yet, please let me know in the comments. I would be really interested to hear about them and learn about them, and maybe we can make a video on those in the future as well. So yeah, please do let me know if you know of anything. So I'm going to hop on over to the vendor now. Like I say, I was probably here about 10 minutes, if that, just to record this video, and we'll see how much I made in that time. So I've just vendored everything, as you can see, and I've made 32 gold and a little bit of frostweave cloth as well. Okay, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you found it useful, please consider subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one.